Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your match preview. Tottenham versus Chelsea. So much has happened since that embarrassing loss to Southampton at home, and finally the match is around. It's been an epic, toxic week, and let's see what we can do against Tottenham.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are enjoying the new setting that I'm in at the moment. I'll put some Chelsea stuff in the background very soon. It's a new place that I've renovated in my own house, and it's nice. It's specifically for work and YouTube purpose, so it's going to be very good to be in this surrounding now. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Spurs versus Chelsea. Wow, what a week it's been. What a week it's been. Let's try and recap, obviously, off the back of that embarrassing loss to Southampton at home. It's been toxic. There's been leaks from within the team. There's been comments in regards to Graham Potter on a daily basis, on a regular basis. There's been death threats to Graham Potter and his kids, which is absolutely uncalled for. And at the same time, there's been fans who, they're just fed up as well at the same time. 2 out of 15 is not the greatest record out there, and potentially looking at 2 out of 16. There are fans that still want to back him because they feel like, look, this season is a write-off. There's not much we can expect from this season. There's so much that has happened. There's been injuries. There's been new players coming through. Circumstances have been very odd and adverse. And they want to give Graham Potter every opportunity to stick around next season and really showcase what he's all about. Then obviously the fans that believe that, look, the owners seem like they're not going to change anything. They're going to stick around with Graham Potter by hook or crook for the time being. And then you've got the other part of the fan base. It's quite split. This is why it's quite toxic at the moment, who believe that, look, enough chances have been given. Enough time has been spent. This project needs to at least have some sort of direction, at least have some sort of positivity. No one's expecting wins every single week, even though we say it's a must win. We don't end up winning anyway. There has to be a limit. There's got to be a point where you hit the wall and there is no more space to go beyond it. So this is where we are now, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are in regards to, what happens? What happens now? I mean, can we afford to drop more points? I mean, what is the whole purpose of this season? We're not really seeing any sort of, exquisite level of football. We're not seeing any level of, structure or a pattern of, football style. And at the same time, we're losing games as well. I think people could have been a little bit more patient with the situation had we seen some wins, at least, grinding out some wins, even during hard times, instead of having a record, in the last 15 games, which is about 13%. Overall, I think Graham Potter has a 29% win rate. Even if he saw like a 40% win rate or just, 45%, something like that, I think people would have still had some form of patience still in them. But right now, it's just tough times. Look, this is my thought in regards to this particular match. Spurs are not going to be easy at their home ground. They're going to be buzzing. They somehow find themselves in the top 4 position. They're 4th at the moment. And this is what I said. If Man United or Newcastle, if they slip up, we need to somehow be there in the conversation to steal a position. But we've just not been able to do that. We've had matches against Fulham, match against Southampton. 2 teams where you'd think maybe 6 points. And had we got that, the situation could have been a lot different. And then obviously all the other points that we dropped previously is detrimental to the cause. So look, Spurs, somehow they find themselves in the top 4 position, and it's because even though they've been losing, they got battered not that long ago by Leicester. Do you know what I mean? And Off the back of that, they then beat West Ham. And this is how it's been for Spurs. It's been topsy-turvy. Lose a few, win a few, and then draw a few in between as well, then lose some more, and then maybe have that odd win. Somehow they've put themselves in the conversation of being in the top four. And now, maybe they'll do their level best to keep it. And someone like Antonio Conte, it seems like he's fed up with the situation. It seems like he could care less about Spurs, much like the vibe we got in the second season when Conte was around with us. He was our manager at Chelsea. That's a similar sort of vibe I'm getting with Conte now with Spurs. It seems like he couldn't care less, but somehow he's managed to put Spurs in top four position, which is crazy, which is insane, honestly. And this is what you get with an experienced manager. They just know how to grind out wins even through adversities, and this is what I wanted from Graham Potter. If I'm being absolutely honest, look, Spurs are a dangerous team. Defensively, maybe not the greatest. I think there is a record that in the Premier League they're one of the worst when it comes to defending. So from that perspective, it gives me some sort of belief that we can do something, but we don't score goals. We don't know how to score goals. So they can't defend, we can't score. Something's got to give, do you know what I mean? But their attack is phenomenal. Their front three, Harry Kane especially, breaking records left, right, and center. And he's more than just a goal scorer. He's a playmaker for them. He's their leader. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna try and be the difference maker once more. Son hasn't had a very good season, but I think off late he's slowly coming into form. Kulusevski is going to be quite dangerous if that's how they line up, unless they play Richarlison. Obviously, they've got Danjuma as well. The front line is what worries me. The midfield, the defense, not so much. They're going to go with a classic, three at the back, wing back play, three up front. Potentially, I'd want to probably match them in this particular, fixture against Spurs, and we'll do the lineup very, very soon. But for me, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of how Spurs are and how difficult this situation is, I'm sorry, we have to win. If we don't win, and I know we've talked about this, another must match, another must-win match. How many more are we going to have? This for me is the last one. This is the last of the last chances. This is the last of the last chances, in my opinion. You don't pick up a victory here, and I don't think a draw is good enough result for us in the time being. And all the players, all the support that they've had for Graham Potter throughout the week, it's time to execute. It's time for Graham Potter to really put up a good game plan. There's been enough days off this week. There's been, as I said, enough leaks, dressing room being exposed, Graham Potter being exposed, and death threats, this, that, the other. The best way to turn all this around is get yourself a victory. To change the morale, to change the mood of the fan base, win. A win is what's going to change all of this stuff. And a win against Spurs away from home, it can't get any better than that. It really cannot get any better than that. For me, you drop points here or you lose here, whether it's a draw, whether it's a loss, that should be it. I think the owners, I don't know how much more patience. Like for the owners, they've said, there's a clip of Todd Bowley that's gone around saying, at the end of the day, it's results-based business, and we have to listen to the fans. Fans are the epicenter of everything. Fans will lose their head. They'll lose their mind. Especially the ones traveling away to Spurs. We lose, they're going to lose their mind. That'll be 2 out of 16. It's time to win. And if you don't, for me personally, that should be it. We need to bring someone in who can kickstart this project in the right direction. I don't know if the owners can really hang on if we don't get the victory in this particular match. So that's my verdict on this match. Let's have a look at the team setup that I'm going to go with, ladies and gentlemen. So let's bring this up. Let me just take this banner out for a second. There we go. Okay. In goalkeeping position, I honestly don't know what is going on with Mendy. Is he still injured? Seems like he's probably still injured. Potentially he's going to leave this football club. I don't even know if he's bothered to play for Chelsea anymore. He's lost his starting position. Kepa continues. Kepa's been magnificent for us. So, he's been one of the, I suppose, the positives in recent times. So continue. I'm going with the three at the back, as you can see. I'm going to match Spurs. And in recent times, I've been saying, I think Graham Potter needs to go back to his roots as to how he used to play at Brighton. He was the one, do you know what I mean, who changed the wing backs into wingers, traditional wingers playing wing backs, and really just playing with three defenders, literally playing with sort of like a 3-3-3 formation, 3-3-3-1 formation. So look, I'm going with the three at the back and the wing backs in this particular match. On the left side, bad boy Badia Shield. He's been doing fantastically. Let him continue. In the middle, Silva. He's our standout defender. So for me, he 100% starts. On the right side, I will have Chalobah or Wesley Fofana. Actually, do you know what? Wesley Fofana was very, very good coming off the bench against Southampton. So I'll probably continue with Wesley Fofana in this match, give him a start, unless we want to ease him in, which is fine. But I think we've waited long enough for Fofana to be eased in. So for me, Fofana starts in this particular match. I have no issues if Chalobah starts. Absolutely no issues. And he may as well, to be honest. On the left side, it has to be Ben Chilwell. I think when it comes to wing-back play, Ben Chilwell knows exactly what needs to be done. He can be very wide. He can attack the box. He can take shots. He can score goals, assist as well, put in some crosses. I love it. Reece James, I think, is best utilized, in all honesty, as a wing-back. I know he can play as a right-back as well, but in this particular match, I'm weary about Spurs attacking threat, and obviously they're going to play with wing backs as well. So I want to be able to exploit their areas around here when their wing back bombs up, and I think Reece James is going to be perfect in that situation, getting into these areas and whipping in crosses, and I think that's how you get the best out of Reece James for the time being, at least. In the middle, ladies and gentlemen, I want to continue seeing Enzo Fernandez and Kovacic. I think let this particular combination grow a little bit. I know it didn't completely work out against Southampton, but that's Kovacic coming back from injury. You can see he's a bit off pace, but I'm hoping this game, after a week off, almost 8 days off, that some form of chemistry has happened between them and they can continue on with that. I don't want to keep chopping and changing. Do you know what I mean? We haven't played for the entire match. And this is the other thing. I want to see a solid lineup for this match. We've waited a week. We even rested a few players previously, Silva and Reece James. I think the only two players that are out in terms of team news, ladies and gentlemen, is Christian Pulisic and N'Golo Kante, and everyone else should be fit. So I want to see a strong setup. So continue with Enzo Fernandez and Kovacic. I don't really see anyone else coming in the middle. As I said, no N'Golo Kante. We've let go of Jorginho, who's balling at Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. Jorginho is balling, and I'm not surprised. That's a team that knows how to move. That's a team that gives Jorginho options, one-touch passes. So look, he seems to be the difference maker there. So for me, Enzo and Kovacic up front, ladies and gentlemen. Mudryk, I know some of you guys might be a little bit skeptical about Mudryk, but give him time. He's going to come good. And the best way for him to get match sharpness is for him to play. On the right side, Raheem Sterling, I thought he was very good against Southampton coming off the bench. And I want to see him continue on that right side and create some sort of combination with Reece James. I think that's going to be good. And in the middle, and it's not going to be a traditional number 9. It's going to be a false 9. I'm going to go with Felix. And I actually want João Felix to sort of play like this, sort of play a little bit more deeper, close to Enzo Fernandez and Kovacic, and really allow Mudryk and Sterling to be sort of the inside forwards. Not necessarily very out wide. I'd rather have Chilwell and Reece James as out wide. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the lineup that I'm going with. This, for me, is the strongest lineup. Look, if I see in the starting lineup Mason Mount or Conor Gallagher or any other sort of shenanigans, I think it's safe to say that Graham Potter is screwing himself up. Do you know what I mean? I'm hoping this is the lineup. We'll see what happens. For me, this seems like the strongest lineup. These are our strongest players for the time being, and this is a no joke of a game. Absolutely no joke of a game. If Graham Potter wants to save his Chelsea career and wants to save his Chelsea job, I believe this is the lineup. From there, yes, have some smart, substitutions, and be aware your in-game management has to be on point. Do you know what I mean? Look at Ten Hag losing the first half against Barcelona. Barcelona absolutely dominated. And then he changed things around. He didn't wait around. He was proactive. This is what I want to see from Graham Potter. Proactive nature of management. You got to assess what the opposition's doing and you got to react immediately. And at times, be proactive and take the game to them. Do things if it's not working out and it's all seems a bit too, lazy and it's lethargic. Change things around. Don't wait till the opposition, makes a change and comes at us and then you're reacting. No, be proactive and take the game to them. We've got the quality. You can see. Look at the starting lineup. We've got the quality and the bench as well. We've got a lot of depth. Depends on how we're going to set up the bench. Obviously, Aubameyang looks like he's not going to be part of any Chelsea matches anymore, regardless of what Graham Potter says in the press conference that there's no issues or anything like that. Auba seems to be abolished. And we'll see who makes the bench. Chukwuemeka doesn't seem to make the bench as well. So we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my lineup. Let me know how you feel about that. And finally, score prediction. Look, I can probably picture a draw here, if I'm being absolutely honest. I think I can picture like a 1-1. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't score enough, so that's why I'm giving ourselves 1. Yes, offensively they're strong, but defensively is our suit. Defensively being strong is our suit. So I'm going with a 1-1, and that's probably not going to be good enough to Graham Potter to stick around. And from after that, I would find it very, very strange how he'll, if he still manages to keep the job and sees another opportunity at Leeds, who won today against Southampton. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's my score prediction, 1-1. And I would love a victory, man. Honestly, I think we need a victory. As a fan base, we need a victory. Let me know what you thought about my lineup. Let me know your score prediction in the comment section below. Hope you guys have enjoyed this particular match preview. And smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen. See ya. See you all for the watch along. Hopefully we get a victory. Till next time. Bye.